Okay, so I've had a lot of people, clients in particular, ask me, how do they use credit card points and how do they save money on travel? You just got a credit card recently.
Yes, I did.
What card did you get?
The Chase, the lower tier one, the $100.
Sapphire Preferred.
Yes.
Okay. So you've been accumulating credit card points. Okay. So I know you want to book a Europe trip. So what I thought we could do today is a lesson on how to save thousands of dollars using credit card points. How can you put them to use? Have you ever used them before? Or have you just been accumulating?
I've used them once through the Chase app, which I know is you're going to give me shit for that.
True.
I booked just a flight to Florida through the Chase app.
So you went on the Chase app,
the portal,
looked through the portal, like how much is this flight? Apply points. Okay, got it. So like how much was the flight and how many points did you use, do you think?
I mean, the flight wasn't too expensive. I think it was like a $400 flight. And then I don't know what the points were, but whatever the basic like conversion is to Delta.
So it's usually just 1 cent basically per point. So if it was, let's just say $300, it was probably, you paid like 30,000 points for it, maybe.
That seems like a lot.
It's probably what it was,
though. It probably was what it was. I feel like I used a lot and then I haven't booked anything else through that because I'm trying to save up for a bigger trip.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
All right. So do you know how, this is where I'd like to start, is airline partners, like alliance programs. Do you know what they are?
I can infer what they are.
Okay. So basically there's 3 big airline alliances. So you have oneworld, you have SkyTeam, and then you have Star Alliance. So as an example, in Star Alliance, there's an umbrella. And within that Star Alliance umbrella, you have Air Canada, Air India, ANA, like Brussels, Ethiopian Air, Lufthansa, Swiss Airlines, Air Portugal, Turkey, United, Turkish Airlines. There's a million. Air New Zealand's in there. The reason why I bring that up is because if you go on Air Canada's website, you can also book flights on Air Canada's website for United or Swiss or anything like that.
Yeah.
So why that matters is because if you have a transfer partner, you can transfer it to, say, United, and you can use United to book an ANA flight to Japan.
Okay.
And it's the same thing with the other alliances. So SkyTeam is another one that's second biggest. In there, you have Delta, Korean Air, KLM, you've got Air France, Air Mexico, Virgin Atlantic, which we'll talk about today a little bit. And then the other one, oneworld, you have Alaska, British Airways, Finnair, Japan Airlines, Qatar. So there's a million different airlines. You have American in there too.
Yep.
So why this is important is because where you transfer your partner or your airline miles to allows you to book flights on certain airlines.
And when you say my transfer partner, that like I have to go onto these websites, or is it Chase transfer partner?
So the way that credit cards work is there's really, I'll say like 6 big credit card providers that will allow you to move their points out from their umbrella.
Okay.
So if you think about Chase as a perfect example, Chase has a bunch of transfer partners. And just going through this, I actually use like a bunch of different charts. This one I have up is from Daily Drop, which is a great resource for anything point related. So some of Chase's transfer partners are Aer Lingus, Air Canada, Air France. You've got British Airways. Then moving on down the line, we've got Iberia, JetBlue. We've got Singapore Airlines, Southwest, United, and Virgin Atlantic. And then you start to get into the hotels, which is Hyatt, IHG, Marriott, Wyndham. We won't get into the hotels today, but that's just Chase. American Express has their own transfer partners. Capital One has different ones. Bill Rewards is different. Citi and Wells Fargo.
Okay.
So depending on where you accumulate points, which credit cards you have, they'll give you the options to use different transfer partners. Some of them overlap.
Okay.
So like Singapore Airlines, as an example, is a transfer partner of most of these credit card companies. So what you can do is you can pool your points from Chase, American Express, and Capital One, use it to book a ticket.
Yep, that makes sense.
Following so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So my thoughts is we could figure out how many points you have, and then I want to see how far we can get with them.
Okay.
Okay. So how many points do you have?
I have about 70,000 points.
Okay. That's a good chunk. So when would you like to take a trip? And before you answer that, I think one thing I always try to tell my clients is often, like, especially if you're retired, shop the deal, not the date.
Okay.
So what I mean is like, if you know that you want to go to London, or
Mhm.
if you know you want to go to wherever it might be, we'll
Mhm.
just figure out a destination or 2 or 3 destinations, then you go to the destination that has the best deal.
Okay. So how about this?
Okay.
I would like to do either London at the end of this month or anywhere in Eastern Europe, say come fall.
Okay, we can work with that.
What
So
would
fall, you're
be
thinking like between September to November?
Yeah,
Okay, that sounds good. And you fly to Boston?
preferably, yes.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, maybe we'll start with London. Have
Okay.
you ever heard of seats.aero?
No.
Okay. Seats.aero is a website that will literally allow you to put in your starting point and your
Mhm.
destination airline, and then it will do a search and it will show you all the results for all of the travel deals that are available during that date range.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I will open this up and I'll say, okay, well, let's say you want to go to London and I'll just say October 5th, but I'm going to do a date range.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say we're going to give 28 days of flexibility from the 5th.
Okay.
Okay. So Boston to London on the 5th of October, 28-day leeway, and let's just see what comes up. All right. So right away, we have economy.
Mhm.
There's a flash sale going on with Virgin.
Ooh.
6,000 points.
Oh, wow.
6,000 points if you transfer to Virgin will get you to London from Boston.
And how much is that flight normally? Does it tell you that?
I can tell you right now. Hang on one second. So, okay. So that flight is $300.
Okay. Yeah, and that's like
289 before you do anything. So what that means though is as opposed to you booking the flight on the Chase travel portal, where
yes.
this would have been, let's just say 200 to 28,000 points, right? Because it was 200, sorry, $280. So
Yeah.
that would be the equivalent there.
Yeah.
Now you're paying 6,000 points.
Mhm.
So you just saved yourself 22,000 points
Yeah.
that you can then use to hotels and other things.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind this is a one-way flight,
Uh-huh.
but Virgin, as we know, because from our Star Alliance program, is a member of which okay, so Virgin is a member of SkyTeam, which means that you could book this flight on Delta. If you have Delta points, you could do the same thing with Air France and whatnot, but you have to do this deal through the Virgin website, which means that your credit card has to be a transfer partner of Virgin Atlantic, which Chase is.
Okay.
So you could transfer 6,000 points directly from Chase to Virgin Atlantic, book this flight,
Mhm.
and there's a bunch of dates available.
Yeah.
We have, probably here, I would say 40 to 30 plus dates that are available for 6,000 points.
Wow.
Now, what's really cool, you wanted to get really crazy and go business class.
Ooh,
How many points do you have?
70.
Okay. So 70 points, 70,000
Yeah.
points. So what you could also do is you could do the same flight using business class for 57,500 points.
Wow.
Now that's on American, which isn't a transfer partner of Chase,
Mhm.
but that's on October 5th. So my guess is that flight is probably a several $1,000 flight. My guess is
Yeah.
probably like 3,500 bucks.
Yeah.
But that's 57,500 points is
Yeah.
what you could do for business class. So that's lie flat seats, the whole deal going over there
It's
for
crazy.
57,000 points.
Wow.
So that's pretty much how I would go about finding a deal. Where else did you want to go? Eastern Europe?
Yeah.
So whereabouts in Eastern Europe?
Let's do Prague.
Prague. Okay. PRG.
Mm.
And you wanted to do that when?
Whenever. Whenever the best deal is.
Okay. What's like a major airport around Prague? Because Prague's kind of a small airport.
Or we can pick an easier one.
Paris?
Does it only do like major?
I mean, it's better for points if it goes to a major airport. You're going to
Yeah.
have more options for like airlines and stuff like that.
Yes, that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just say you wanted to do Paris.
Yep.
And I'm just looking at September now. So flights direct from Boston to Paris, 12,000 points all day.
Wow.
So, if you think about your spending on your credit card, if you spent, let's just say you're getting 3 times points on travel.
Mhm.
So if you spent $4,000 on travel, whether that's or food related items because you have the
Yes.
Chase Sapphire Preferred,
Yep.
which I think is pretty reasonable to do to spend $4,000 a year
Yeah.
on food and
Yeah.
whatnot, that's a free flight right there.
Yeah. That's so nice.
Yeah. So what you would need to do is you would need to create a free Virgin Atlantic account. So you need to go
Uh-huh.
in, sign up for Virgin Atlantic. Then you're going to get a frequent flyer number. Then you go to chase.com, put the frequent flyer number in, and just transfer your points over.
That's nice.
Yeah. Then you
They
have your
should have
flight
like
booked.
a AI bot for this
I know.
to
I'm
be
sure it's
making
coming,
you
but it's not here yet. But I mean,
okay.
it would be awesome if you could just give it access to your points and just
Exactly.
show it and be good to go.
Just log into every
Yeah.
they can make a login for you.
But seats.aero is great because you can sort it by cheapest flights, best times. You can do direct flights.
Yep.
And then just keep in mind whatever credit cards you have probably have transfer partners.
Yeah. So you have to do a little bit of like checking the boxes and making sure that they all align.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is a lot of people will have like credit cards specific. So like
Yeah.
airline specific credit cards. So like a Delta card or a Marriott
Yeah.
card, something like that.
And they can only fly.
Yeah. And then that really limits you.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of credit card specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like airline specific credit cards
Yep.
specifically because of that reason. Like your Chase card's perfect. It gives you access to be able to transfer points to pretty much any of those. But if you could do that and then also pair it with maybe an Amex card, that way you
Yeah.
have multiple transfer partners and you're
Yeah.
collecting points on two different sources, then
Yeah.
you're good to go.
And I know you've been doing this for some time now, but where do you find the best deals? Is it international travel? Is it
100%.
domestic? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much always international. Think about like the routes that are going to have the most competition. So, as a perfect
Mm.
example, like JFK to London,
Yep.
there's so many airlines that are going to compete for that,
Yeah.
or
So it
like
would be
going to
super low.
Singapore, Japan, or
Yeah.
wherever. Even Africa is becoming a pretty big one right now.
Uh-huh.
Middle East, Dubai, all
Yep.
of those, Australia,
Yeah.
Sydney. There's so many good routes that you can pick up unbelievable deals when it
Mhm.
comes to airline miles if you just use it correctly.
Yeah. And do you have any strategy of like when you use your card, when you don't use your card?
So I look at a multiplier. So this particular deal is a perfect example. The one we were looking at before, where it was Boston to London for 6,000 points.
Mhm.
So that flight was roughly, we'll say $300 after taxes and
Yep.
whatnot. So if you're paying $300, but you're only using 6,000 points, that's 5 times your points, right? So you're getting 5x on every one of those points.
Okay, yeah.
Versus if you were to redeem it for cash back or through the Chase travel portal, you're getting 1 cent per point.
Yeah.
So you're getting 5 times the value by transferring
Yeah.
it to Virgin than if you were to do it on the portal.
Yeah. So do you only do the transfers if it's like a certain amount?
Yeah. So I will pretty much only do a travel deal if it's at least like 3x better.
Okay.
And if it's not 3x better, like if it's only one or two, then I'll just do cash and I'll wait for
And
another
yeah.
deal later on.
And then get the points.
Right, exactly. So I'd rather just keep accumulating the points so I could use it for like a better hotel
Yep.
or whatever it might be, which we can talk about hotel strategies later on. But this is just a perfect example. And something that is kind of interesting that I tell a lot of people to do is if there are places you want to go, just write them down. And
Mhm.
as opposed to trying to be like, well, this year I really want to do this. And then next year I really want to do this, just be flexible.
Yeah.
Because if you're flexible, then you can shop the deal.
Yep.
And then you can kind of choose wherever you want to go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Love
Cool.
that. I'm gonna have to book my flight now.
Book your flight.